Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and back to the World Puzzle Federation 2016 Round 1, set by puzzle creators from the Netherlands. And this puzzle, which is a 26-point classic Sudoku, will be created by someone who you've probably heard of before if you've been around the community for a while. This is a puzzle created by Richard Stolk. Richard Stolk is famous for creating more Sudoku variants than anyone else in history, probably. So yeah, really cool to have a Richard Stolk puzzle in the pack. But this is a puzzle created, from my perspective, nearly 10 years ago, 9 and a bit. So yeah, really good stuff. Looking forward to it. I've gone through all the details of how the points work, including an error in the second video. I know, got it right in the first and the third. It's fine. So how the points work and everything. There'll be a link below to this puzzle as well as to the entire World Puzzle Federation archive of everything they've ever released. Let's just have a look at the puzzle, shall we? So classic Sudoku 4. So just normal Sudoku rules. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, we need to place the digits 1 through 9 without repetition. I won't go through much of the basics anymore. I'll just try and, if I find any new logic I don't think I've covered this series, I'll try and cover that. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So we've got 2 1s looking into box 2. So 1 has to go into one of those 2. There is a 1 looking up saying this isn't the 1. So this is a 1, which means that there's 1s looking into this box, which means 1 is in one of those 2, but there's a 1 in box 4 looking across saying that's not the 1. So that's the 1. So now I've got 2 1s looking across here, putting 1 in one of those 2. 1 is looking down, putting 1 in one of those 2. And I don't see, oh no, 1 is in one of those 2 because I can't put 1 in any of those. So when I get any of these 1s, I'll automatically get the others. This is a triple. Right, where's 9 in this box? I can't put 9 in those and the others are filled. So this is a 9. So we know what these are. These are 5 and 6. So it's worth putting that in because now I know 5 is in one of those 2 because this is a 5-6 pointing pair knocking 5 out and 5's already out of those. So 5 is in one of those 2. Cool. 4 is in one of those 2 for the 2 4s looking in. 8. 7. Where am I looking? Okay, 8 is in one of those 2 because of the 8's looking down and the 8 looking across. I understand how it feels. I'm feeling pretty cross myself. 9 is looking at those, then 9 is looking down, making that a 9, which puts 9 in one of those 2. Cool. 5 is in one of those 2 because of the 2 5's looking up. The trick is finding where the big pressure is to cause these to collapse. I've said before, and I will repeat, I'm not as much of a fan of classic Sudoku as I probably should be, but I am trying to improve. 4 is in one of those 2. Five is in one of those 2. Ah, of course. 5 and 8 can't be in any of those. 5 and 8 can't be in any of those. This is a 5-8 pair, and the 8 is looking up, making that the 5 and that the 8, which puts 8 in one of those 2 and 5 in one of those 2. Cool. Now 2 is in one of those 2 because I can't put 2 in any of those. But 1, 8, 5 and 9 are those digits, so I don't have another thing being forced down. It does put 6 in one of those 2 though, which puts 6 down in one of those 3. I don't want to mark 3. So is this becoming a naked single? What can that be? No, it can be a few things. 3, 4, or 7. Three is up here because I can't put 3 here and I can't put 3 here. So 3 is up here, which means 3 is down here and it can't be there. So 3 is in one of those 2. Oh, 9 is pointing. This 9 sees all of those. That 9 sees that one. So 9 is pointing down, which means 9 is down here. Nope. This triple, though, now that I've got all of these, this is 2, 3, and 6. There's no 3 there. There's no 2 there. But these are 2, 3, and 6. I can normally get rid of the corner marks because 3 digits I can track, but it means that this is another triple because I can't put 2, 3, or 6 in them without breaking that triple. So 1, 4, 7. There's no 1 there. There's no 7 there. Didn't do as much as I might have hoped. So I bet you it's a naked single or something somewhere. So what a naked single is it's a cell that sees all of the other digits. Like this one sees quite a few of them. So this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be 5 or 6. It can't be 7, 8, or 9. So this could only be 5 or 6. So something like that. Sometimes you can get cells like that which see 8 of the other digits, and that causes it to be a naked single. But spotting them can be tricky, at least for me. Like that digit? No. Sees 1, 2, 3, and 4 can be 5, 6, or 7. The other option is hidden singles. But I'm not seeing enough restriction yet for hidden singles to be a thing. I could be wrong. I could very much be wrong. I could very much be wrong. 2 is in one of those 2. Missing a trick. This is 5, 6, or 7. It's the only thing it could be because it can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, or 9. I don't know that that's helping me either. These are only 2, 4, or 7. And that's not a 4. Two or 7 only. It's not quite enough to lock anything in that I'm seeing. 7, maybe 7 is in one of those 2 because I can't put 7 in any of those, which means 7's not in those or those. So 7 is in one of those 2, and that does it. That's mean. Because now I've pencil marked, because I've kept my pencil marks to 2 cells per, I've got 4 in those 2, 5 in that's a 5-7 pair. This is a 5-7 pair. I can't put, it's the same thing. 5 and 7 can't go in any of those, and that's a 1. So this is a 5-7 pair. So this is 5 and 7, which displaces a 4, making that a 4, which looks down, making that a 1, and this is not a 1. This is a 4-7 pair. That is cool. Which puts 4 in one of those 2. This is a triple though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. 2, 6, and 8. Well, there's no 8 there. So 8 is in one of those 2. Which puts 8 in one of the, that eliminates that 8 and makes that the 8. Excellent. I like that 5-7 pair. That was very neat. So what else am I missing in this column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 3, 4, and 6 only. There's no 6 there. It's not quite enough. But this is, that 1 is looking down saying that's not the one. I removed the pencil mark place of a 1. That is the one, which means that's not the one. That's the one, which overwrote the pencil mark of a 2, making that the 2, which makes that the 7, which takes 7 out of both of those. The 7 continues to look across, making that the 4, that the 7. The 4 looks back, making that the 2. And this is why being very, very meticulous in your pencil marks can really help. These are 3, 4, and 6. There's no 4 there. Not sure about that one. Very cool. And I'm sure there'll be people commenting, it's like, but you're not as meticulous as you could be, BremSter. True. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Got all the ones. 2 is in one of those two. 2, yeah, it's not enough. 7 is in one of those two because of this 7, and that 7 is looking down saying not there. This is a 7. So 7 is not in any of those. 7 is in one of those two. But this is a triple now. 3, 4, 9. Well, there's no 9 there. There's no 4 there. So 4 is in one of those two because it's the only place I could put it in the box because of the 4 looking down and this being a triple. Taking 4 out of there, and because I put a corner mark in, I can make that a 4. Which means 4 can't be here anymore. So this is a 4 displacing a corner mark of a 5, which looks like making that the 6 and that the 5. So this is a triple now. 3, 8, 9. There's no 8 there, and there's no 9 there. That's the 3. So this is an 8-9 pair. It puts 3 in one of those two. These are 3, 6, and 7. And there's no 6 in either of those. That's the 6, displacing a 3, making that the 7. Looking up, saying this isn't the 7, this is a 5, 6 pair. But this is also a triple now. 1, 2, 7, and 9. There's no 9 there. There's no 7 there. Okay. It was something. This row is just missing an 8 or a 9, so this is an 8 or a 9. The 6 makes this the 3, looking up, making this the 6, which makes that the 2, which makes that the 3. The 2 looks up, taking no 2 out of there. 2 is in one of those two. I need to put a 6 in one of those two. This is 6 or 8 only. Hang on. But the 8 makes that the 6, which looks up, making that the 2, taking 2 out of there. This is a 6, 8, but the same 6 looks up, making that the 8, making that the 6. In this column now, these are 8 and 9, but the same 8 looks across, making that the 9, and that the 8, looking back, making that the 9, and that the 8. There's no 3 in either of those because of that 3, which means that's 4, that's 9, that's 3. Looking at making that the 6, and I can take 6 out of there. But the 4 is looking at making that the 3 and that the 4. I'm completing stuff. Who would have thunk it? In column 1, I have all of the digits except for 9. So that's a 9, which looks across, making that the 2, which looks down, making that the 7, which makes that the 9. The 7 jumps across, making that the 5 and that the 7, which jumps back, making that the 6 and that the 5, means that's not the 5, so this is the 5. The 2 says that's not the 2, not the 2, so that's the 2. I'm down to a pair, which is 1, 2, 3, and 6, and I'll use that 6 for no other reason than I saw it first to resolve the puzzle. 13 minutes and 4 seconds of me not being very quick, but having a lot of fun and hopefully explaining it while we go along. Thanks everyone for watching. I really hope you're enjoying the series. I'm going to continue recording these way in advance. There's a reason I'm doing that. And hopefully hopefully you continue and enjoy these long into the future. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.